plan. Because this whole thing a Muslim ticket. Shema be. That be Muslim. Okay. Wait till Tinubu be. Na Muslim now, Abi. Wait till Shettima be. Not be me. So that is why Shettima not fear. You put man talk say me. Muslim. If he surround them. Then they want use Abi. So Christians not get any value to talk for anything. We they look them oh. God waits down for heaven and they look everybody. That May 29 I don't know as it go be oh. But one thing I know and I be say that in chairman he no go scot free oh. He no go scot free because this thing the man purposely do am because of Muslim tickets. If na he purposely do this thing. And one thing I understand for this whole matter, and I be say that INEC chairman no go scot free because he carry our vote like this koro afternoon. He carry and go give person not supposed to get on. They come out in the night where everybody don't sleep. The Bible say when men slept, what did the enemy go do? They go sow bad seed, join the good seed. Then what did the INEC chairman do? INEC chairman, yeah. It no go better for you. When I watch with this Shettima talk, when they talk anyhow, all the things we be say don't they talk things, so we not even mind now. But right now, they put more fire into the fuel. My people, they couldn't watch.
Text of a press conference by the Coalition of the Middle Belt Youth Leaders in response to Senator Kashim Shettima, the Vice President-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, on the 18th of May, 2023. Our attention has been drawn to an attempt by Senator Kashim Shettima, Vice President-elect, to a statement which, in our perception, is targeted to ridicule Christianity as well as deceive and or manipulate Nigerians, particularly the elected members of the 10th Assembly as they prepare for the elections of leaders of the National Assembly in a matter of weeks from now. Senator Kashim Shettima is reported on 13th May 2023 as having counseled the elected legislative members of the 10th Assembly that the Senate President and the Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives cannot be of the same faith because it will fuel Islamization agenda narrative. This is a cunning way to attempt to hoodwink the elected lawmakers into accepting the zoning arrangement of the All Progressive Congress, APC, for the leadership of the 10th National Assembly. In his opinion, a situation where the Senate President and the Speaker of the House of Representatives are Muslim could validate the narrative, the negative narrative of the Islamization agenda of Nigeria. Shettima added that the leadership of the 10th Assembly must be all-inclusive because the stability of the nation is much more important than any other consideration. In his own words, Senator Shettima said, what we are trying to avoid is a situation whereby the number one citizens, number two citizen, the number three citizen, the number four citizens are all the same faith. That will lend credence and validate the negative narrative of the Islamization agenda of Nigeria. Gentlemen of the press and great citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, hearing the above words, one will hear something of a patriot and great democrat in that quote. However, it would have been better judged so if this word from Senator Shettima came against the call for him to pick the vice presidential ticket alongside a Muslim in person of the president-elect Bola Ahmed Aswaju Tinubu. Recall that there was immense tension at the announcement of Senator Shettima as the running mate of Tinubu in the months before the general elections. From the party organizations, associations, spirited individuals, and even from the international community, there were agitations against that ticket on the basis of the same threat to the nation's stability that Senator Kashim Shettima is basing his argument on today. Notably, on 5th of September 2022, the leadership of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, outrightly registered her rejection of the Tinubu Shettima ticket on the basis of being a same-faith ticket and a threat to the nation's stability, as reported in Punch newspaper of same date. This Dayline report, Honorable Yakubu Dogara, on the 34th January 2023, a member of the APC then, as saying that Muslim ticket will polarize Nigeria along religious tribal lines. Sahara Reporter had a news item titled APC Muslim ticket is called to jihad, shows supremacy of Islam in Nigeria. Kano preacher Owl tell congregation to vote massively, reported 6 January 2023, and also in Channels Television. Senator Kabiru Marafa, a member of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, is reported as having said that those against the Muslim ticket of the party are hypocrites, treating the presidential race with bias. With bias against Muslim tickets are hypocrites, says APC Presidential Campaign Council again. This was more than enough trigger of threats to the stability of the nations and the casual force, so that is the appointment of Senator Shettima as the running mate of Tinubu. While all of these were happening, our dear Vice President-elect was comfortable with the narrative that he was appointed on the basis of competence and stability of the nation was not a matter to sacrifice for them. We are surprised that Senator Shettima, Kashim Shettima, a Muslim from Borno who did not only lobby but accept to be vice to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a Muslim from the south, could not advise his principal on the danger of running a same-faith ticket in the executive arm of the nation's government, but suddenly found his voice against same-faith leadership in the nation's legislative arm. It is equally alarming that Senator Kashim Shettima could not think about stability of the nation when himself and his principal ran on a same faith ticket, thereby causing so much disaffection among citizens of the country along religious line as reported above, and the many here not captured. We wonder why Shettima did not remember or think about the stability of the country when Bola Tinubu picked him and ran on a Muslim ticket. Where was this counseling ability when Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was searching for running mate? Why didn't he decline his nominations as running mate to Asiwaju for the sake of the stability of the nation? However, despite the Muslim tickets, Nigerians, Muslim, Christians alike, campaigned for the ticket and voted for it, not minding the faith. Suddenly, because of his parochial interest on the leadership of the National Assembly, he is conscious to the fact of threat to the nation's stability and feels bold enough to champion a war against same faith. If he was a Democrat, a patriot, and a true leader whose interest is in the good of the nation, he would have suggested a mixed faith ticket for each arm of the nation's government and not only the legislative arm. This is to us a clear show of shamelessness and reckless disregard to the common interest for self-interest, and in our opinion is true. Then Nigeria is of a right with a mind as this on the second most powerful seat in Nigeria. Mr. Vice President-elect, this problem was created by the executive and the legislature and cannot be used as a pawn to solve this problem. As patriots and objective mind whose interest is the good of the nations, we hereby today warn Kashim Shettima to stop this manipulation and unnecessary incitement against the relative peace that we are enjoying for now. He should not remind us of the past. It was under his regime that the Christian girls were adopted in Chibok, and still this day, some of them are still being held captive. Elections of the leadership of National Assembly has never been about religion or faith. So we employ Kashim Shettima and his core travelers to desist forthwith from the unhealthy incitements and allow elected lawmakers to choose their leaders. Shettima should note that he holds no moral justification to give that counsel, even if it were to be the best counsel. Nigeria and Nigerians are calm and okay with how the elected members of the 10th National Assembly are going on with their activities ahead of the election of our leaders in accordance with the constitutional provision and extant law thereto. Hence, we advise he and his agent must let them be as it is, because his counsel is not needed. The country has moved on, and we do not need this. We believe that the best way Senator Kashim Shettima can show that he is sensitive to the stability of the country and his sudden advocacy for Christianity is to humbly step down for a Christian vice president, as it is still not too late. This is the best way forward now that he has found his voice and conscience. Until that is done, we will continue to rate Shettima as a bigot who specializes in manipulating religions for his personal interests. We equally admonish our elected lawmakers of the 10th National Assembly not to let themselves be deceived by Shettima's Machiavellian moves. They should elect leaders that defend the interests of majority of Nigerians, irrespective of their faith or ethnicity. They should know that Nigerians have great expectation and goodwill for them, and that we support whatever they decide by themselves. Hence, they should guide and guide themselves from the voice that they take counsel from. Against it, if you can clearly understand our text, what we are saying is why suddenly for Shettima should regain that conscience that he has lost during when Aswaju Bola Tinubu is about to pick his running mate. So what we're saying here is that is a good counsel, but it should start from himself. It is not too late. He should resign, step down, and let a Christian vice president come up. All this kind of arrangement. Do you get it? Incompetent people have found their way to leadership because of such kind of a thing. So what we are saying, we are not against their zoning arrangement or whatever, but what we are saying here, our main area of emphasis here is that if Shettima actually meant what he said, let him be the first to show. Do you get it? Let him be let him be an example for himself. Let him step down. Somebody should take off, should be the vice president. Do you get it? Then before he can be able to lend his counsel to the members elect. That is just. We are not peddling for anybody. We are peddling for competent leaders. We are peddling for people who can checkmate the excesses in the executive and all that. We are peddling for whoever that will give us the best in Nigeria. We have suffered enough, and we need to move on.
Bod TV Bod. In case the first time you come here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more uploads.